Hi, it's Phil from Scholarcy. Let's look at how the Scholarcy Chrome extension can help with information literacy and critical analysis of the literature. In this case, we have a recent preprint on SARS-CoV-2 infection and post-vaccination. So when we run our extension, we immediately get the key finding of the study, which is that it demonstrates that health workers who receive 2 doses of this vaccine maintain higher antibody levels than individuals with natural infection alone. Now, as well as providing a summary of the paper, the highlights, and breakdown, it does much more than that. It helps us with comparative analysis by highlighting how the study compares or contrasts with previous work. So here we can see that it's telling us that this paper is confirming earlier findings, and it's highlighting the statement where that shows that that is potentially the case. Consistent with recent work comparing extended vaccine dosing intervals, a longer interval between infection and first vaccine enhances the antibody response, reference 6. And the great thing here that Scholarcy does is it makes citations clickable so we can actually go and verify that statement. First thing we can do is click on cite.ai to see how many other people have cited that paper. We can see that 18 people have cited it neutrally and 2 people have cited it in a supporting or confirming way. And then the other thing we can do is click on the Scholarcy Research button here to get a summary of the findings of reference number 6 to help us decide if we want to go and investigate this study further. So it does talk about, in fact, yes, that it shows that the delaying the second dose acts to strongly boost the peak antibody response in older people, and this may offer extended clinical protection. So first of all, this paper is citing reference number 6 correctly. It is actually does seem to be confirming that work. So it looks like there's certain baseline level of reliability about this study, and it's at least talking about previous research in a way that is consistent with the work that it's doing. But we can go a bit further and go and follow up this reference number 6 by clicking on the link button there that takes us to the full text of that article. And then we can repeat the process again. We run it through the Chrome extension. We automatically get the key finding of that study again, which is great. It shows that, yes, extending the interval vaccination increases the antibody response in older people. And again, this has a comparative analysis with previous work, and it shows us which work this study builds on reference number 5, which again we can go and check, get the summary of the findings, look again at how well that citation statement actually agrees with the actual findings of this paper. It talks about over 90% of people over the age of 80 developed antibody response at 5 weeks. And yes, that's the case. It's talking about it here. And it's talking about 93% having detectable antibody response. So that looks good. That is again cited correctly. And then we can see which other studies this particular one is building on. Reference number 4, we can again get cite.ai stats for, and you can see this is strongly supported by 13 studies and neutrally cited by 98. And again, we can click on that reference and using the link here to go directly to the full text of that paper. So we can easily follow the citation and the evidence trail all around this idea about extending the vaccine dosing interval and also the effectiveness of the vaccine in comparison to with people with prior infection versus those with no prior infection. And we can go back to the original study and explore it further using the Scholarcy highlights to find the key findings. We get the full text of the paper here, and we get more information on the study subjects and the analysis done. They use linear regression, and we can analyze that further. We can see that they talked about the study limitations, which is a positive thing. All studies should acknowledge their limitations, as we know, and what future work needs to be done. Again, we've got that pulled out for us here. So just a quick overview really about how our Chrome extension can really help you break the literature down into its component parts and help you analyze it more effectively for reliability. Thanks very much, and speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.